I'm talking to Lloyd Garratt, the manager of the Carer Services Club. Now, Lloyd, you've got some good news about the progress on your motel.
Yes, Gary. Look, yesterday we appointed O'Brien Constructions as a successful tender to construct the motel.
And they're from Blaney?
That's exactly right, yes.
What about local contractors? What part are they going to have to play in the construction of this motel?
Well, that was one of the considerations that the board took when they were looking at who the tenderer would be, Gary, and they've made sure that the bulk of the people that are in this tender application will be local. So that was part of what we were looking at, and we considered 75-kilometre radius of Cowra to be within in a local vicinity.
So your club would draw from that area, wouldn't you?
Exactly right, yep.
Who are some of the contractors that you know will be working on that, the local contractors who will be working on the motel?
Yeah, there's a few there. That Nelligan's Earthworks, Kenny McLean will be doing all the brickworking, Matt Light Roofing, Jemison's Joinery, Cowra Tile, Cowra Carpet Court, and Steve Watmore, the landscaping, Lachlan Valley Landscaping. So that's just a few that are there within the tender application.
And you did consider 4 other builders, didn't you?
Exactly, and those 4 other builders were local, which was great. We were impressed that we had the opportunity to look at 4 people, and particularly that they were local, and there were certainly outsiders as well. Now,
what sort of a time frame are you looking at?
Well, yes, I guess weather permitting, you can never acknowledge that. But the time frame to complete will be the 31st of May 2015. So they've virtually got 12 months to put it up.
And have you got a sort of total cost, or is that not available?
No, that's not available. That's certainly private and confidential. But I can certainly say that in the process, we didn't take the cheapest one, we didn't take the dearest one. We took, round about where we thought the middle playing field was, and that it comes from the whole 10 applications or 10 tenderers that we initially received. So there was at the top and the bottom, and there was a whole clump of them all around, the one price. So, and that's what it came down to.
Can you give a quick description of the number of rooms and all those sorts of things for this motel?
Yeah, there's 30 rooms. They'll form all different shapes and sizes. There's certainly a couple of disabled rooms, there's family joining rooms, there's single rooms, double rooms. We've tried to cater for everything that fits within and that will add to our business that we already got here. And the exciting part is, I think, that we will have a honeymoon suite. So we'll be able to have a whole package here for a wedding and or a family with that they can have the reception here, and they can certainly just go straight across the road to a well-decorated honeymoon suite.
And when is construction expected to start?
Well, when we spoke with Peter O'Brien and Lee Mulvey yesterday, they're very keen to get into the project. They'll certainly be having a meeting with the architects next week and all the engineers to make sure that they've really got their head right around the project. But they're looking at it could be as early as next week.
Well, that's a very quick start, isn't it?
Yeah, they're certainly keen to get going. And look, furthermore, these O'Brien's constructions, I don't know whether I mentioned, Gary, but they've got a proven track record. They built a 25-room motel over in Parkes. They've done 15 or 20 rooms to the Heritage Motel in Bathurst. So, that took a big bearing on the decision as well that the board made.
So they had good experience in what you were trying to do.
Absolutely, and the references were, extremely supportive of their workmanship that they'd done in the past.
And it's certainly going to add to the variation of accommodation in Cowra, isn't it?
Well, we're hoping it will, yeah. And look, we haven't thought about this overnight. This has been, the board have really worked very hard on this process probably from, the middle of last year. So we've probably nearly done 12 months planning in trying to make sure that we get the structure right. We've looked at all the other clubs that have got motels attached to them and what that did to their business. And, some of the comments from those people, in particularly Maureen, made it very clear that if they didn't have their motel, that they probably wouldn't be, still operating. So, that was comforting as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing that with us.
No problems. Thanks, Gary.